I put out one video after another video, and these guys continue to not disappoint. Let's see. There was gonna be, I was gonna make a individual video for each diss track that comes out because I was like, oh, they're not gonna respond like that. Like everybody was talking crap, like, oh, Kendrick gonna take, he's taking a week, he's taking 2 weeks, he's taking all this time, and yeah, clearly not, considering the fact that this guy responded so damn quick. It's not even funny. No, not even quick. The fact that he said he was going back to back Drake. He said he was going to do it. He made that very clear. He said, "Oh, back to back. I like that record. I'm gonna get back to that for the record." So, yeah, he did that. He back to back, and I thought it was gonna stop there, and it did not, because he not in. What was it first? Which track was first? Euphoria. Euphoria was cool. Euphoria was freaking awesome. What was it? 3 days later, he comes with 616 in LA, using Drake's whole like timestamp song crap against him. Like, yo, this is crazy. And then not only does he have the audacity, the nerve, the unmitigated gall to do that, 2 tracks, like he said he was going to back to back them. He said that, and he freaking did it. But not only does he have to do that, where is it at? Let me find it. Oh, there we go. Back to back, I like that record. I'm gonna get back to that for the record. He did it. He's dropping hints and whatnot, making it catchy at the end. We don't want to hear you say nigga no more. And I'm like, I like that. I like that. That's funny. That's the name of the freaking track with Future Metro Boomin. Like that. This is so coded, it's not even funny. Like, you could pull so many different things from every single verse of Kendrick's so far in this beef. And, people might say it's a reach, and some of it, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, some of it you're really reaching pretty freaking hard, but no, I this is the guy that gave us Section 80, Good Kid, Mad City, To Pimp a Butterfly, damn, Mr. Morale, The Big Steppers. As much as I might not like too much, like those last 2 albums he put out, like pretty pretty uninteresting, not much replayability for me personally. If I was gonna listen to a Kendrick album, I'll go listen to Section 80, maybe Good Kid. To Pimp a Butterfly, sure, but those last 2, nah. But he put out Euphoria. 3 days later or so, he put out 616 in L.A. Makes sense. June 16th is Tupac's birthday. June 17th, I believe, is Father's Day. And Kendrick's birthday, something like that. Makes sense. Once again, very coded. But then this man want to come again. He put out 616 in the morning. At night, he drops. No. Drake puts out his response, because push-ups was cool. Push-ups was nice. I like push-ups. you know. But Drake puts out Family Matters, one of the best diss tracks. Family Matters is one of the best diss tracks. Honestly, it is. Um, I like that. I listened to Family Matters multiple times. I was driving in the car earlier, blasting Family Matters. That second beat is crazy. That that drill, he was rapping on a drill beat. Like, I was like, Drake? When does Drake do this? Rapping on a drill beat like that? That flow. I want to play the damn track, but they might freaking cut off the stream like they did to me last time I did that. So I'm not playing with that this time. But that second beat murdered, and he used that though to diss ASAP Rocky. Rocky gotta say something back. Rocky's one of my favorite rappers. I freaking love ASAP Rocky. You know, the fact that Drake dissed him, I'm like, fight back, Rocky. Come on. He mentioned Rihanna. Like, you got to do something. He dissed Rick Ross. He dissed what's this dude's name? I don't freaking listen to these other guys for real. He dissed Future. He dissed Weekend, Metro Boomin. Um, hell, he sent a shot to everybody with the second. I like that he did that kind of. The first beat, he was like, I'm gonna stick to Kendrick. The second beat, he's like, I'm gonna diss everyone else and throw shots at the other 5, 6, 7 guys. Remember, it's 20v1 and all of that. And then the beat switches again. This third beat, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. And he goes back to dissing Kendrick with lines that are so damn devastating that you're just like, oh yeah. People were ready to give it back to Drake. Like, Drake had the upper hand again. And then, look at that. That Kendrick opened his mouth. Someone go hand him a Grammy right now. That was funny. I really, like, chuckled at that. Because I was like, I get what he's saying. Like, they just love giving Kendrick Grammys, you know. Completely makes sense. I get it. It was funny. You know, I saw where Drake was going with that. Where's your uncle? I want to talk to the man of the house. Because his uncle, you know, the whole trans thing from Auntie Diaries or whatever that freaking song was called. That weird freaking song. Kendrick was going everywhere with that last album. But Drake had it. West Coast niggas do fades, right? Come get this ass whooping. I'm handing them out. Oh my god. And then the video to go along with it. Family Matters was good. It had plenty of shots. The beats were good. It had replayability. It was pretty catchy. You could bump it in a whip, all that. But then Kendrick wanted to respond. Kendrick wants to come back. So he back to back and backed them again. That's 3 tracks in 1 week. Kendrick comes out like 15 minutes after Drake puts out Family Matters. People are still listening to the damn track. The track was over 7 minutes long. They're watching the video. They're trying to decipher it. People hopping on. They're doing the live reactions and all of that. They're deciphering it. I wanted to freaking talk about it. I was working on my previous video when freaking Family Matters and Meet the Grams came out. And I was like, I stopped. I was like, wait, what? Wait. I said, Family Matters? Ooh, I gotta hear a Drake response. Yeah. That's gonna sound good. Push-ups was good. This is gonna be good. Taylor Made Freestyle was kind of the whole AI crap. No one freaking talks about that like that. I listened to it once just because, you know, kind of had to keep up, but nah, it wasn't it, you know. But Kendrick stomps all over Drake's diss track release to put out Meet the Grams. That whole thing of he kept hinting for days that there was a leak in OVO. And then he puts out a diss track about 15 minutes afterwards, basically responding directly to Drake. 15 minutes. You only had enough time to play the damn song once or twice, and then Kendrick was on his head, on his neck, not letting up. That's crazy. People were like, "Oh, Kendrick responded so fast." Nah, no one responds that quick. You gotta freaking write your rhymes, record them, put it up online. You ain't doing that in 15 minutes. That alone gave so much credence to what Kendrick said about there's a leak in OVO. Like he said in 616, it's someone very close to you, two people that don't like your lifestyle or want you to live your lifestyle or whatever he said. Drake is probably looking around like, yo, which one of y'all, yo, something's not right here. Because, some people like to clown Drake and everything like that, but let's not, whatever. Drake is pretty damn calculated. He's talented and skilled in his own right. He's good at what he does. That much is true. We see what he did in Meek Mill. Now, granted, Meek Mill is in no way, like, as talented or skilled as Kendrick, I would say. Personally, it just is what it is, And we saw what he attempted to do to, top tier rappers like Joe Budden and Pusha T. Couldn't really beat him lyrically, So he just flaunts and I make more money than you. Oh, I got more hits. I got more awards. You can't do that to Kendrick. You can't do that to Kendrick. Kendrick got more Grammys than damn near any other rapper besides like Jay-Z and Ye. So you can't out award him. Only thing Drake could do is talk money. And he can't really do that too much with Kendrick either, because Kendrick, I'm pretty damn sure, making money too. And he has really the respect of dang near everybody in the industry that's not like on Drake's side, and even those people too. He's a pretty clean reputation. It's hard to have things to go at Kendrick, even though he's not personally my favorite rapper at all. I can still acknowledge that he's pretty damn good, And just seeing him just jump, demolish Drake like that. Drake wants to talk about women. Oh, Kendrick, you had to call a crisis management team, because you beat your wife and all that. And, Dave Free might be the father of one of your sons and all this other stuff. If those allegations are real, then that's crazy. That's crazy. Especially the whole Dave Free thing, because they're supposed to be close. Like, close. So that would hurt, But it's something that people aren't really talking about. Like, they're talking about OVO leaks and all this stuff. But who the hell was it that told Drake that? Because if it's true, then obviously it came from inside Kendrick's inner circle. If it's just something that he made up, then okay, fine. But that is kind of weird to make up, though. This is not a time for just making up lies, I would say. Like, you should become with facts. Like, that's just what it is. You don't got time for fake nonsense, BS, and all that stuff. You got to get down to business. Yeah, man, that's true. If all these allegations are true, it's going to be a wild time. And it already is a wild time in rap. I thought Chris Brown and Quavo going at it was crazy enough. And honestly, Kendrick came back and he heated things up again. I really think this beef is being blown out of proportion, because Drake and Kendrick are considered the best rappers in the game nowadays. But this beef, to me, don't even touch Ice Cube versus Common. Yo, as much as I love The Bitch in You, which is in my top 10 diss tracks of all time, I can't agree with that statement. Like, honestly, I just can't. That does not, no. Like, they didn't. Ice Cube and Common are both talented rappers. Don't get me wrong, by any means. They both have classic albums. Ice Cube and Common both have top 10, top 15 diss tracks to me. Cube with No Vaseline, Common with The Bitch in You, But they don't have they don't have the sheer amount of like time and like resentment and diss tracks to be put out. They squash things up pretty quick, you know? And there was no real animosity between the two. Like I've talked about that beef before, so I definitely remember, doing all the research, listening to the diss tracks that they had, and I was like, this is cool, you know? But I don't the stuff Kendrick and Drake have been saying is I was just talking to someone about this earlier. This is some of the I've talked about a lot of rap beefs. I've listened to so many diss tracks. I haven't heard diss tracks that were this freaking horrible. Like, and not like in a musical sense. I mean just degrading. Only ones I could really think of at the moment that come close is 50 Cent with Back Down. Cause he said, what he had that line? He said, your mammy, your pappy, the bitch you chasing, your little dirty ass kids, I fucking erase them. That was low. And he claimed Ja Rule was gay and had a relationship with like, his stylist or whatever, or something like that. He was going in on Ja Rule. They've said that was back when you could just say whatever, and 50 was saying everything. Not to mention he had a G Unit, M. Everybody was going on Ja Rule. Outside of that, what other beef they were getting this personal? Yeah, Ether, best diss record. It's in my top 10 also, but my personal favorite, Real Motherfucking G's. This, like, I don't even know what to say about it. Like, that was devastating. Dre Day only meant Easy's payday. that damn, like, that line still rings true to this day. Like, you could see reference in that of stuff like that in like even this track with Drake talking about splits and how he's getting screwed over by his record label, which goes all the way back really to No Vaseline, because Cube was probably the first person on Wax to be talking about how your record label is screwing you and using that as a personal insult and like tarnish someone's reputation, tarnish their rap career. Like that all originated with Cube. So I give him props for that, because people are still doing that now to this day, like we see in this beef. Kendrick's Meet the Grams was very personal, but nothing out the ordinary for KOTD. What King of the Dot? I forgot what the freaking D stands for. Grind time battle rap stuff. Arsenal probably drops stuff like this every week. Probably, but this isn't battle rap. Not in that sense. Not in that sense. This is not battle rap. This is a rap battle. I guess you could put it that way. Like, who's doing that? Super Ugly was real personal? Hell yeah, it was real personal. Super Ugly was ugly. Like, Condoms in a Baby Seat, that was just freaking retarded. Like, Jay-Z was going off. But his mother made him apologize for that, because he was just... It wasn't the best response. Blueprint 2 was a good diss track, It was a little bit more focused, calculated, Drill rap. Oh hell yeah, I listen to drill rap sometimes. It's like, I mean, but also there's New York drill, Florida drill, Chicago drill, UK drill, different types, but overall that's some of the most that's disrespectful on another level. Like that's a whole different type. Like, because they're actually just talking about the people they've killed or want to kill. Like I don't even try to really give light to that, because that doesn't really stay on wax. That goes to a whole nother point where you're just kind of like, I don't want to do this anymore. Thank you. Yes, drill rappers make lines about killing a reality. That's very different. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's different. Kendrick and Drake, at this point though, because of what was said, they needed this fight. I've been thinking that since Family Matters came out. They needed this fight at this point because they've said some of the most horrible things like on record I've heard about each other. Like, no, Kendrick, I was like going off. Like, I was like sitting here listening to Family Matters, and I was like, this is good. And then when I had Meet the Grams, I was like sitting here just like this isn't. I was damn near like this isn't fun anymore. This is kind of like freaking just abuse. Like I've I've been in relationships where this kind of stuff gets said. Like it is it is traumatizing. I was listening to this song and I was just like, man, this reminds me of one of my relationships. This is crazy. But like like saying, "Oh, you should go die." Like nah, he said literally, "You should die. You're a horrible person." Like, where was it? Right here? No, no, no. Where is it? Here we go. Who does this? You raised a horrible fucking person, and the nerve of you, Dennis. Sandra, sit down. What I'm about to say is heavy. Now listen. Your son's a sick man with sick thoughts. I think niggas like him should die. Him and Weinstein should get fucked up in a cell for the rest of their life. Frick, like, there's nothing you could say to that. There's nothing to come. There's no like that. That disturbs me. Like, I can't listen to this track on like a regular basis and just be like, oh yeah, this is cool. Like, that's deep. Like, it makes me question what the hell did Drake do to him? Like, I really want to know. Like, I'm curious. Like, someone gotta tell me, like, Drake, what did you do to Kendrick? Cause it would be different if a rapper like 50 Cent said this. Because he's known for being petty, vicious, malicious, just like diabolical, a troll. Like he wanted to kill Supreme. He wanted to kill Ja Rule at some point. They fought, like they fought before like all these diss tracks was coming out. They fought while these diss tracks was coming out. Remember they had the at least two altercations. The one in like Atlanta or whatever, and the I think the other one was in New York, Hit Factory, I believe, or was it? I forgot. Like they actually fought. Like people was getting stabbed up, poked up, and all of that. But so I expect that from him. If he said, "Oh, Ja Rule, you should die, you horrible person," okay, cool. But like Kendrick is not known for this. I've listened to all his albums. I have freaking half of them on CD or whatever. So hearing him get to this point, this anger, it's like this stuff has been boiling over for 10 years. Like things started getting 11. I think things started getting rocky around like the Control verse when he put it out. When he called out all those rappers, and then some people started replying. And it seems like things have been kind of off for him and Drake since then. The last time they worked together, as far as we know, is effing Problems. You know what I'm saying? That was 2013, A$AP Rocky's debut album, Long Live A$AP. That's the last time they were on a song together. So they've been subtly beefing for 10, 11 years. This is a boiling point. And you just stumbled into this conversation. I recall the Real Bitch and You era super clearly, and it was after Big passed by about a year, so almost 2 since Pac. It wasn't expected. Farrakhan. The Bitch and You, I thought that. I'm gonna have to check that. I don't remember The Bitch and You dropping after Big passed. I thought, because Big passed in 97, I know that much. March 1997. I thought The Bitch and You came out in like 1995 or 1994. Let me see something. The Bitch and You. You're saying it was after Biggie's death? I'm looking for a looking. I just found a release date of 1996. Huh. Let me see. I don't. I don't remember that. I know Pac died in 1990. I know Pac died in 96. And I remember something about Farrakhan getting involved. When that beef happened, honestly, I was real young. I was like a kid during Common and Ice Cube, and being from the East Coast, that wasn't really something I think we was even really talking about, you know. A Midwest rapper and a West Coast rapper, like mid late 90s. Uh, two Gemini against each. Two Gemini. Who? Common and Ice Cube. Common's a Gemini. No, Common ain't a Gemini. So who you talking about? Common goes in on Cube and even name drops him and calls him a bitch in the first bars we're going in. Oh, Biggie and Tupac. Okay, I thought you were saying. Wait, no, Wait, May 21st makes him a Gemini? I guess that's like the very beginning of Gemini season, huh? Okay, that's fair. By the way, I discovered your channel about 2 weeks ago. Oh, thanks. How did you find it? Did it just randomly pop up, or did someone just be like, "Oh, yo, check this out"? I'm just curious. Whenever someone says like, "Oh, yo, I just found it," you know, the algorithm works its magic and all that. It was in the thick of it all. They definitely had to involve the NOI, FOI. Common isn't looked at as a street guy, but he's from South Side Chicago. No, yeah, he's definitely from the South Side and whatnot. Four four corner hustler. I mean, yeah, he did make a reference. I remember that. He did make a full ch reference on the bitch and you. I forgot the exact line actually, but let me check that out. I got completely off topic, but I was just trying to talk about freaking. Oh yeah, you backed into a four corner hustler. Lying on your dick, said you was fucking her. You was higher learning. Don't take my words out of text. Went from gangster to Islam to the dick of DOS effects. It'll take the nation of millions to hold me back from giving you mouth shots or hit with the pipe that Ralph got. I was a salty she was the. Oh man, that track. I just love that track, but I because there was so few diss tracks. The bitch and you was great. Yeah, still one of my favorites. That reminds me, I'm probably gonna go listen to that crap tomorrow now. But I can't say it's better than I can't say it's better than this Kendrick and Drake situation. I was in the gym. I was talking about 50 Cent and Jizza. I was talking about 50 Cent and Jizza. That must have been. Damn. Was that when I was talking about 50 of the best diss tracks of all time? It's got to be that one. Because I don't remember talking about Jizza and 50 Cent's beef, except referencing that one diss track, Paper Plates, by Jizza, which was obviously in response to 50 Cent's How to Rob. It had to be that. Because I haven't actually made a dedicated video yet talking about um, like the 50 Cent and the Wu Tang Clan. Yeah, Paper Plates. Okay, yeah, definitely. Yeah, Paper Plates. That had to be the 50 best diss tracks video then, because I made a whole. I legit sat down here just I looked over like damn near every diss track I've ever heard in my life, and I wanted to make a list of 50 that were like my favorites or I felt were like some of the best sounding or best impactful or most lyrical ones that I came across in my freaking whatever many years of listening to rap. And Paper Plates was definitely on there because he dissected 50 Cent in a just such a lyrical manner. Like I just loved it. Damn, what was that line? He said, oh, I got, damn, I gotta find it. I'm gonna get back to Kendrick and Drake in a minute, but Jizza was going in. Where was it? Oh, damn, I forgot how bad he was going in on. Wow. I get it. You got rich robbing those in the industry. Bite off this one, steal from your enemy. Never try to play the hottest one at your camp. He might step off and take half the jewels from your amp. Whoo. Damn. They want heat. I give it to them burnt and crispy. Rhymes too short to box with God, so stretch it. I told you if I rain, there'd be an eternal drizzle. That line right there was hot. I told you if it rained, be an eternal drizzle. Like he ain't gonna stop. I love that. If you was a pimp, put tricks on the stroll, and if those were soldiers, give them bigger guns to hold. Who shot you? You don't have enough in your roster. You move like a fed, but you talk like a mob. Damn. Damn, sometimes I forget how he really did go in on him. Ooh. Have you ever been stung by 1,000 hornets, 500 killer bees buzzing and really on it? That was really. Everybody used that against 50. Because he was. Even Jadakiss said it. What'd he say? You should just stick to selling clothes and sneakers. Because out of your whole camp, your flow is the weakest. Okay, no, screw it. I gotta get back to um freaking Kendrick and Drake because I didn't even get to this whole Meet the Grams. This dude said, like, is there even a point to like going further into the lyrics after you hear Kendrick say that he's a horrible person and he should die? Like, it's like what I don't know what else he really needs to say at this point. What else is there? I really don't know. Like, I kind of feel like somebody needs to check up on Drake, make sure he don't freaking off himself, because that's pretty damn low. Like, I don't even know what to call it. Like, as a Bostonian Eminem, oh Boston, I did not know what the hell you were saying at one moment, man. Freaking, I was like, what the hell is Bostonian? I was like, yo, that's another country in Europe I never heard of. Then I was like, oh, Boston. Oh, okay. Yeah, Benzino's from Boston. Yeah, 50 never did reply to Paper Plates, did he? I don't think he could beat Jizza in a lyrical battle. I don't. Who Lloyd Banks would have to go against Jizza because Lloyd is like the best rapper out of that whole freaking label. But even then, I don't know. Lloyd got the punchlines and all that, but I don't think he could really do what Jizza be doing. You know. And you said that Jizza went in and he also got a really good chess player. That's why he got extra points. Yo, I played chess. I freaking suck at chess. I can't freaking play chess. I played it a few times and I got washed like every time I would play. And I was like, nah, I'm good. I'm not playing this crap anymore. I legit quit. Like, I don't need to. I don't need to play this game. The game ain't fun when you keep losing. Yo, Capo with the freaking super chat. Dot spaz the fuck out. Keep grinding, my G. Respect. Thank you. And that is very true. Kendrick, I don't. Oh, Natasha, you said, nah, he don't need to respond. Drake's good. Are you saying that Drake is good in terms of like he's done? Like he's out of here good, or do you mean like he's gonna be fine and this ain't gonna affect him? Cause if it's the latter, I completely disagree with you. I'm not gonna lie. Drake is fine. Okay, I'm curious. I gotta debate this now. What makes you think that he's still gonna be fine? I'm talking about career wise, right? Like I was one of those people saying that he's too big to fail. You know, like at this point he's like a necessity. But if the rumors and the allegations are true, he gonna wind up like Kelly and Diddy. Or Diddy's not in prison, so don't let me. I don't want to put that on Diddy. He's gonna wind up like Kelly. Like those are serious allegations. This isn't. This went beyond rap battling and ghostwriters like it was with Meek Mill and everything. This is like no Diddy for real. Like this isn't a game anymore. He's Kendrick is calling him out in what many people would say is one of the worst crimes that you could commit. That's a serious offense if it's proven. Once again, of course, these are all allegations, and I would hope that he's not really doing that because that would be horrible. You know, but if he is, then yeah, get Drake out of here. Get him out. And I'm not going to defend him for if he's doing that stuff he's alleged to be doing. I still say that he's a good rapper. He's talented. He's skilled. Fine. Music industry. Yo, no. The music industry. No. Let's not even say music industry. The entertainment industry as a whole is very dark. Very dark. I mean, it goes back, what's this damn freaking guy's name? Elvis. Allegedly, no, not even allegedly. He married his like underage cousin or something like that. Like, pardon me. Like this is deep. That's why I have a problem when people say it's like the industry though, because this is kind of off music now and kind of more of like a psychological thing. But I feel like that's just human nature. Some of this stuff is human instinct. It's not just like, oh, the entertainment industry. People love to attribute it to that. It's not just a rap thing. It's not just an R&B thing. It's not. There's rock and roll artists doing it, and it's not just them. It's the actors and actresses doing it. Okay, cool, entertainment. But then there's freaking people that work at Popeyes that are doing some shady stuff. Like there's people that freaking work at banks that be doing some wild stuff. It's everywhere. It's not. We can attribute it to the entertainment industry in particular because okay, to be real, because they put it in our faces all the time. Entertainment is what we spend all day. What was I doing all day? I was watching all these damn I was listening to all these damn diss tracks, deciphering them, breaking them down. That's probably what a bunch of y'all were doing too. So entertainment is like what we, especially now in our current state, I would say, we focus on. We want to be entertained. So we always say, oh, it's the entertainment industry. It's shady. It's dark and all that. But in reality, that's just people. You probably have a neighbor that be doing wild stuff or a relative. And if it ain't the neighbor or the relative, it's one of your coworkers. And if it ain't one of them, then it might be you. It's everywhere. And it's not like, I'm not going to say it's like the majority of people, but it's enough of them. Let me put it that way. There's enough of them. We don't need more. So I feel like this, if we were to just continue to let certain people get away with certain things, that gives off the impression that it's like okay, and it shouldn't be okay. I'm not a um I'm not a snitch. Like, I think some people might give Kendrick like that kind of I'm kind of surprised no one's calling Kendrick a snitch yet. I've seen a lot of stuff online, but that's not one of them. Which that just came to me. I'm really surprised. But or Drake, because they're letting off like deeply personal, very intimate things about each other. You know, but I, we're too freaking invested in these guys' lives. But they're so talented, and that's what they put in front of us constantly. It's a distraction. We live in a duality world. Okay, what's the duality that you see, Natasha? And welcome, Nola. I cannot read that text, so I'm gonna just call you Nola from New Orleans. I'm guessing, but nah. Like, I'm gonna get back to Meet the Grams. This is some horrible stuff that you shouldn't be saying to people. Like, he got sex offenders on OVO that he keep on a monthly allowance. He told Kyrie Irving and LeBron to keep their families away from this man. And he even mentions Cat Williams. I love that because Cat Williams really set it off for this year. We're only 4 into our 5th month now for the year, and we've gotten diss tracks from Quavo, Chris Brown, Kendrick, Drake, Rick Ross, Metro Boomin, the Future, Meg The Stallion, Nicki Minaj, and I might be missing somebody. Ye and Rocky dissed Drake too, and Cat Williams set it off. Like I really feel like maybe he really did have a part to play with this. Oh, black and white. Okay, you talking about like good versus evil, light and dark and things of that nature? If that's the case, then yeah, we live in a world where the darkness tries to dim our brightness, our light, and the light shines vice versa. We need to shine more of a light on this darkness that the seedy underbelly, like they would say, like in some DC freaking or Marvel comic or whatever. It's like Gotham City versus Metropolis. Two sides of the same coin. I find that pretty interesting. Honestly, I do. But that's a whole deeper, darker thing. I kind of want to stick to the fact that Kendrick killed Drake. I still feel that way. If Meet the Grams didn't come out, I would say like, okay, this is a little bit closer, but you can't you don't win, like you don't win against these kind of allegations, against people literally talking to your, who makes diss tracks aimed at like, not aimed at, but he was literally talking to his freaking son. He started a song off that way. When I heard that, I was just like, yo, you can't do this. Like, this isn't right. Like, someone stop this man. He's gone off the deep end. He was so peaceful and everything with the first verse, with talking to Adonis like he's a kid and everything like that, But then he kind of like, he starts talking to Drake's father and mother and everything. Dear Sandra, your son got some habits. I hope you don't undermine them. Like, damn, he's saying you're a woman, like, and Drake is abusing women, basically. He called him like a freaking, he essentially called him a freaking misogynist and hangs around sex offenders, and he's a nympho, and he fetishizes black women. I don't know where the black woman fetish line really comes from because Drake's been with women of all ethnicities, which is one of the things he said in Family Matters. Actually, he said like I've been with them all, black and white and everything in between, or however he phrased that line. So I was just like, where did he get that? Hates black women, hypersexualizes them with kinks of a nympho fetish. I don't know where the hell that came from. Some of these lines, I'm just like, is something deeper to it, or there's something I missed, I guess. Last time two people had beef, they both dead. Last time two people. If we're talking about rap beef, not a lot of rap beefs end with a rapper getting killed in it. Wait, wait. The rapper getting killed because of what they said in a diss track. If we don't count drill rap, okay, I don't know why people keep mentioning Tupac and Biggie. Neither one of them died because of the beef. Biggie got killed by, what was it? Police. Tupac got killed by a Crip. If he wasn't beefing with Biggie, he still would have got killed by Orlando and his, Keefy D, his uncle, and the two other men that were in the car. Don't know their freaking names. I firmly do believe that Tupac would have died regardless, as much as he's one of my favorite rappers of all time, and you know, he has, in my opinion, some of the best diss tracks ever. Like, hell, I could make a top 10 of just like Tupac diss tracks, damn near. You know, Against All Odds, Hit 'Em Up, New York '97, Watch Your Mouth. I think Kendrick's lines regarding Drake's ethnicity are misjudged, and he comes off from an American perspective of race, and Drake Canadian. Oh, but Drake Canadian. I don't. One second, let me think about that. That's possible, yeah. But at the end of the day, yes, Drake is Canadian. He might have spent, most of his life in Canada. But racism is still racism. Whether you're in the United States or whether you're in Canada. Or whether you're American or Canadian, rather. Racism still exists. Drake is still a mixed African American, not African American, but no, yeah, his father is from the United States actually, so yeah, Kendrick is still a mixed black and Jewish man, and he spent a lot of time in the U.S. I mean, he bought mansions here. Yeah, biracial, mixed, yeah, whatever you want to call it. So I wouldn't say that Kendrick's lines about Drake's ethnicity are misjudged. You know, I do like how he presents Drake as basically someone that's not of the culture, because some people might not want to see it or admit it, but when we talk about culture vultures, like Dame Dash, talk about Leor Cohen, and all these other people, no one really talks about Drake too often and what he does. Occasionally now they're mentioning it, like, but who does he really help in the culture? That's why, hell, what did Drake say on? What did Kendrick say on his latest diss track, Not Like Us or whatever? He said he went to Atlanta, used 21 Savage for street credibility, used Future to get played in the clubs, and used, what was that? He mentioned 2 Chainz, and then there was Lil Baby, Lil Baby for the lingo. He feeds off the culture. Nobody helps. What, you're saying nobody in the industry helps one another? I We see it plenty of times. A lot of free slaves back then traveled to Canada, enjoyed much freedom. Even jazz musicians back then, when they traveled to France, they found so much success in Paris. Huh. Okay, that's interesting. That's that's interesting. I have heard about um, former slaves and whatnot traveling to Canada, and having their freedom. I didn't hear about the jazz musicians like traveling to France though. That part was new to me. I didn't know about that. That's interesting. Okay, all right. Racism, slavery, all this stuff has a very deeply rooted history that goes hundreds and hundreds of years back, way further than any of us were alive. It can get pretty damn emotional. Sometimes. Jimi Hendrix lived in Europe for a long time too. What? Did he really? I don't listen to Jimi Hendrix. I hip hop is more my forte. A few this kind of stuff is out of my wheelbarrow, so I'm learning something new right now. That's pretty interesting though. Okay. What part of Europe did he stay in? Yes, I heard Jimi Hendrix died young. Yes. Part of the 27 Club, right? A lot of musicians passed away at 27. That's a very eerie coincidence, you know. Um, Kurt Cobain too, right? If I remember correctly. I remember seeing a list one day of like the 27 Club or whatever it was called, and I was just like, damn, that's spooky. But I want to I want to hear some comedians talk about this. Like, I want to see what Cal Williams has to say about this. Like, he supposed to be doing a live stream Netflix special that came out recently. I was too busy like going over these diss tracks and whatnot, so I didn't get a chance to watch it. Oh my god, that reminds me of the damn Ja Rule thing from Dave Chappelle's show. Where's Ja Rule? He need to make sense of all this. Oh my god. But nah, seriously, who the hell thought that Kendrick was gonna come with four diss tracks in 1 week? Everybody's saying, "Oh, streamers react to this, they eating good," and I'm kind of like, "Well, everybody's freaking doing it." I read something, I don't know, it might have been Instagram. They said that they had the most Kendrick Lamar and Drake were Google searched more like in this past day or whatever than they ever have been for like the past 5 years or some crazy number. And I was just like, and it's something I think they said, if I remember correctly, it was a Joe Budden podcast. They said how basically Kendrick and Drake are both technically under Universal Records still. So follow the money. Who's making money from all this? Let me see. Yeah, Republic. He's still on Republic, yeah. And Republic is under Universal. Kendrick is, huh? Is he still? He's still on. Is he still on Aftermath technically? Wait, no, he's off Aftermath. So what? He's just PG Lang now? Huh. So Kendrick is officially independent, it seems, since he's no longer on his deal with Top Dog and Aftermath. And he was on Interscope basically through Aftermath. And top. Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay, so I guess they're not making. I guess Universal isn't technically making money off Kendrick releasing diss tracks anymore, but they are off Drake. Hendrix is worshipped in the UK, also worshipped by other white blues guitar players, and for good reason. Hendrix changed the electric guitar game forever. Many Afro American intellectuals and musicians have enjoyed widespread recognition in Europe and the rest of the world. American race politics are a different game, in my opinion. Huh. You know what? I'm I'm not even going to debate that. It's probably true. I've been in the U.S. my whole life, you know, so I've seen the race politics, racism. This it's total BS to me. Like it's kind of ridiculous. We just fall into it because it would take a completely um I don't even know what it would take honestly, but a shift in our train of thought as a society, as a whole country. You know, a top-down approach would probably be the most effective. You know, a change in our political system, judicial system, freaking everything. It would be shell shock. It would, but I don't see that happening. You know, I just don't see it. But that is interesting. Thanks for the information. You know, like I said, I don't really know much about Jimi Hendrix. I've only heard pretty much good things though about his guitar playing, his music and his influence on musicians like even till this day, you know. And what about the record industry, Natasha? Q-Tip has that one line. What is it? Tip 7,080 or whatever. The music industry is shady. I forgot what number he gave. It was something crazy like that, but it's the freaking truth. Dear Aubrey, I know you're probably thinking I wanted to crash your party, but truthfully, I don't have a hate bone in my body. This is supposed to be a good expedition within the game, but you fucked up the moment you called up my family's name. He Kendrick says it's because Drake called out his family. So because he mentioned, I guess, well, well, at least for now, the story online goes that Kendrick really did have someone leaking him information from OVO. So Kendrick knew that Drake had this Family Matters diss track in the tuck, and Meet the Grams is a response because Drake mentioned Whitney and the whole situation with Dave Free allegedly, and the domestic violence claims in that track. So he responded with this, and that's why there's so much anger in it and whatnot, and it came out so quick. He's like, you mentioned my wife, I'm gonna mention your son, your mother, your father, your alleged daughter, which is a whole another story. I don't understand where this whole daughter thing came from. Like now, people are online saying that that was a fake leaked of information and whatnot. That Drake doesn't really have a daughter, and I'm like every few years, what someone's going into a rap beef for Drake and like bring up another like hidden child of his. This is kind of crazy. I don't understand what the big fuss is about. If he doesn't want people to know he has children, it's a little weird. But if it's for their safety, I understand. But as long as he's still providing for them and whatnot, it's whatever. You know, if he wasn't, then that's a whole different story. But we need proof of this stuff. This is one of those beef where there's just too many allegations going on way too quick, and in this, you know, social media era, it's real different than it was like 20 years ago or you know 30 years ago, where you was waiting on information by the radio or freaking newspapers, pretty much. This is instant. It's quick. They're responding to each other within hours. They're posting stuff on Instagram, on Facebook. It's like we need some damn proof because these allegations just can't keep going back and forth. That ain't doing anything. Industry rule number 3000 and it was 3080. Thank you. I freaking forgot. I thought it was like 7080 or something like that. Yeah, man. Love that verse. Record company people are shady. That's one of the truest lines that's ever been spoken. And Q-Tip said that. Damn, I don't remember when that was, but it was in the 90s at some point. So, hell, damn near 30 years ago. And it still rings true to this day, you know? But, yeah, I just don't understand how there hasn't been proof that has come out yet. As much as everybody is chronically online, reading everything, analyzing it, breaking it down, deciphering it, leaking information allegedly. Where's the. We need proof that Dave Free is really the biological father of one of Kendrick's sons, that Kendrick really did get into a domestic violence situation with his fiance or wife, and then that he really did call Tupac's estate to get them to file a cease and desist on Taylor Made Freestyle. That's that. Was there another allegation that Drake made against Kendrick? No, I guess everything else was pretty much proven, right? Like it's stuff that Kendrick already admitted, um, like cheating on his wife with white women, stuff like that. So yeah, those three things that Drake alleged against Kendrick, we need some proof of those. Those are pretty damaging things. And then for Kendrick, he alleged that Drake has a whole like freaking human trafficking ring or whatever. That he has a daughter. Um, what was the other thing he said? A lot of other stuff was proven, actually, already. You know, that he has gotten like the cosmetic surgery or whatever you call it. I mean, hell, Rick Ross has said it. Joe Budden has said it. Everyone's freaking said it at this point. He got the surgery, get his abs sculpted and all that stuff. Um, the son has been outed already by Pusha T years ago. The ghostwriting thing already been proven. Meek Mill. This is one of those beefs I feel like was in the making for a long time, and Kendrick did something pretty smart by building upon all these other people. He took a little bit of what everyone else has said about Drake and just pushing the nail in the coffin. It's like he's really just trying to do what they couldn't, which is like stop him. I see this really. Damn, I was trying to think of an analogy for it. Hmm. I love anime, so screw it. Attack on Titan. It's like what Erwin Smith did trying to discover the mystery behind the Titans. He was the leader of the scouts, the scout regiment. He passed before he got killed, before he could find out the truth and finish his mission. But everyone else took what he had basically given them and they rode with it. And they solved the problem. They got it done. They discovered what's going on. Mystery solved. But Irwin had to essentially be sacrificed for it. Meek Mill took the bullet with the ghostwriting thing, lost the beef, had his reputation damaged. People don't look at him the same. Joe Budden, as far as I know, was the first rapper that mentioned Drake getting like the whole stomach sculpted, whole ab thing, and Rick Ross took that, and Kendrick even mentioned it. Pusha T outed Drake for having a son, and we thought, well, I didn't really think that, but some people thought that was going to be the end of Drake, and then Drake went on to have like 50 more hit songs after that, you know. The only thing out of this beef is that I need to hear Mr. Morale because sincere rap is the there we go is the electrolyte of the game of the genre. They help the genre grow in our TikTok irony rotten present. Man, I I I don't like Mr. Morale. Thematically, I've said this before, but I'll say it again. Thematically, I do like it. I did enjoy it. It's cool, but for to go back and listen to it, I just have like absolutely no interest really outside of maybe two or three songs. I just wasn't rocking really with the beats that he was using. Like for a good portion of the album, I just wasn't interested in it. It didn't just catch me. I think Auntie Diaries was a freaking like that song was like I found that humorous, and my sense of humor isn't considered PC by any means. So yeah, that's a whole different story. And then the song he had Kodak Black on there, and people gave Kendrick flack because of Kodak and his controversial history with prison and drugs and everything else under the freaking blue. Um, but no, it is a good album though. As a whole, it's just not something I'll be like, yeah, I gotta listen to this. I'll go pick a different Kendrick album if I really wanted to listen to a Kendrick album. But no, this beef is ridiculous. It's gone like too far, and people, it's like I might have been guilty of it sometime myself, but it's like people almost want to see Drake or Kendrick or whatever crash out. They want to see them just like they want blood, and that goes back to what I was saying about human nature and instinct. Pretty much, they want to see this stuff. It's violent, you know, and it's not cool. It's entertainment, but when you start bringing up allegations like this, it's not fun anymore. Like we can still break it down, we can still talk about it, discuss it. People are gonna do think pieces, reviews, reactions to it. It's really visceral, but it still comes back to like, what the hell did Drake do so bad to Kendrick to make Kendrick get this angry? Outside of mentioning Kendrick's wife, like I think Drake has done some messed up stuff to a lot of people. Like I was thinking about it earlier. I was like, Drake has done some things that wasn't cool. He's slept with multiple men's like girlfriends or wives or exes. He's really a dog. That's why his album is called For All the Dogs. I'm not that kind of guy really. So, and a morally, I can't really rock with Drake most of the time. I just can't. My principles don't allow me to do that. Musically, I like a lot of his stuff. Blame the girl. Blame the girls. That they both have a part to blame. My woman should be loyal to me, but my friend should also be loyal to me. There is no one person at fault. They both should have a level of loyalty and respect. Like when he slept with Wayne's girlfriend or whatever while Wayne was in jail. That was just grimy. Kendrick mentioned that in Meet the not Meet the Grams, the last one he put out. Say no. So you're saying that the women should say no? I agree. I agree, but I'm not gonna just remove all accountability from Drake either, because there's a level of discipline and self control that we should have for ourselves. He got an ex porn star pregnant. Was she ex porn star or was she currently? Either way, she was a porn star. That was a hit to his reputation. Kendrick is a Kendrick is the far better musician rapper, but Drake may win because he got to stoop down to his level. You think Drake is gonna wait? Well, okay. Well, what do you think that Drake can really say at this point to Kendrick? It sounds like he's already said most of what he can say. You know, what more can he say? You know, like what is there? Kendrick is a quiet guy and don't mess with nobody, but when you're doing too much, then he's gonna respond. Quiet people you just don't mess with. Yes, yes, yes. That's the truth. There's that's the truth at the end of the day. And that reminds me of the Nas song "Quiet Niggas" from his I Am album. I really like that track. The rest of the album was kind of like whatever, but that track I really liked. You know, he said "Quiet niggas get killed." Um, no. Loud niggas get killed or whatever. Quiet or damn, I forget the damn lyrics to this song, even though I like it. That's horrible. Now I know I'm tired. Oh, quiet niggas will kill. Loud niggas talk shit. Them the ones that get killed. It's wild where we walk. Yeah. Okay. I knew it was something like that. Good track. Good track. But basically, yeah, he shouldn't be messing with Kendrick. Drake messes. I think it's gotten to his head. The fame, the money, the power. You know, people. They they deride Drake to no end, and it feels like he doesn't have a lot of real friends that are like trying to sit him down and just be like, "Hey, yo, like that's not cool." You know, he just can't possibly have that around him because some of the things he does, I just can't respect at all. Like, just as a man, I'm like, come on, dude. Like, what are you doing? And Drake is almost 40 now. He is going to be 38 this year or 39. 30, yeah, I think 38 this year. Drake won't say much. Yeah, 38. Drake won't say much because to have Kendrick stoop to the level of gossip rap and super ugly type of tabloid raps might be good enough for him. The battle doesn't end with just one hit diss song. Okay, so you think that Drake isn't going to respond to Meet the Grams and Not Like Us? I think he I think he needs to respond because this is a bit much. He has to do something. you know, he has to do something because this people were saying that Kendrick wasn't making hit songs, wasn't making songs that were sounding good or any of that. So then he puts out Not Like Us with a mustard beat, and people are dancing to it. I was watching a video of someone reacting to the damn song, and they just got up, they would start dancing to it. They're like, "Oh, this is," I'm like, "Yep, man, that beat was hitting." Hell, and the whole Drake gotta do something. He said he a fan, 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 he a freaky ass nigga. He a 6'9" god. He a 6'9". Yo, they saying he a Kendrick. Kendrick said "Ov ho," like he's just clowning him at this point. He's making jokes. Like this is gonna be all over Twitter. He hasn't denied allegations of being with minors yet. Drake, no, he hasn't. He came out and said something about like oh, if I have a daughter, show me, or he said something like that, right, on like Instagram. I remember seeing a post about that, but no, that's one of the things people have been like tweeting about. Really, is that he has yet to deny the allegations of being with minors. Yeah, that whole sex ring thing, like allegedly that OVO has. That is interesting. It's not good at all. Don't get me wrong. It's just interesting because it's just hmm, it's just interesting to me because at this time where we have this whole situation with Diddy, especially one of the other biggest people like in hip hop, you know, like well known figures, and allegations regarding him, and of course, R. Kelly getting locked up some years back, another huge name in the culture. It makes me question what's gonna go down. Like Kendrick said it. He said it's gonna get the embassy. Drake's like super huge mansion or whatever is gonna get raided. And like I don't know if that was a bluff just to make Drake panic and scared and all that crap, or if it really is. That's crazy. Like think about that for real. Like really think about that. Um, I don't. If Drake's place really gets raided, like Diddy, that's that's not a good look at all. That can really tarnish his reputation, and I don't know if he can have like really a real popping career after that. Well, you ever think Kendrick would spit such venom? What are the ramifications of being a ghoul? If you dirty up your soul to win a duel and you win that duel, you still dirty up your soul. It's not a clean victory. Was that like a bar? Because that sounded like a bar. I was like, damn, you spitting right now. Dirty up your soul to win a duel, and you win that duel, you still dirty up your soul. But to answer your question, no, I that's what I was saying before. I was just like, I didn't think I would hear Kendrick. I can't think of the, I can't think of the last time I heard a rapper go on a diss track and say like they wish they was dead. Chris Brown and Quavo. Chris Brown did say like, oh well, people wished it was you instead of Takeoff, and that I was kind of like, whoa, like we don't even do that in hip hop anymore. We don't do that, and we got the R&B dude doing it. And then Kendrick gonna come and say this. This is damn near like he was trying to top Chris Brown. This is some of the most lethal, venomous, vicious, visceral, like psychological things I've heard in this track in a long time. He broke Drake down. Like, what else is there to even say to Drake? Like, he even mentioned the whole getting pissed on thing. Like, what else can he say? He mentioned the relationship with his parents, his father not being there. Like, what the hell else can you say to him? I really question like how much can Kendrick continue to go on. Drake has some stuff he could still say maybe. I don't think Drake has said everything yet. But on his end, I'm kind of like, I just don't think he can like win in terms of like just have a victory, like lyrically. He might still, remain to have the most money or popularity or whatever, but I just can't see him winning lyrically. I wouldn't say this is like a very close lyrical battle like it was for Jadakiss and Beanie Siegel, for example. You know, it just it's pretty clear who lyrically is bringing the heat. Some of Drake's stuff might sound better on just a pure musical enjoyment level, like replayability and things of that nature, but that's about it. He brought up a bunch of stuff that Kendrick already like addressed in like Mr. Morale or other songs or whatever or interviews. And the only thing that was really new, I don't even what the hell was new that Kendrick said? I mean, what was new that Drake said rather? The Dave Free might be the father of one of Kendrick's sons, and the domestic abuse, domestic violence situation, the DV. I think that's about it. And yeah, Kendrick kind of touched on that already, like in his album, didn't he? I mean, he had the whole song called "We Cry Together," which is basically like a fictionalized argument between him and his like girlfriend or whatever. You know, um, the woman being played by some singer or whatever. I forgot her name. Tana Leone, I believe it was. I don't know. Soul to soul, spiritual warfare. Who? Drake and Kendrick? If a lot of the people are talking about, you know, yeah, it is. Yeah, it's definitely warfare, all right. Lyrical, spiritual, information. It's an informational war. It's like it's a war of technology. It's a war of attrition. It's a freaking it is a war at this point. While real wars are happening, but that's a whole nother story. You know, but yeah, it's something. It really is. Real quick, one of the few things I didn't touch on is the fact that J. Cole, the other member of the Big Three, has not said anything yet. After that apology, correct me if I'm wrong, maybe I missed something, but J. Cole has not, we haven't heard a peep from him, have we? He put out a diss track, apologized like 2 or 3 days later or whatever, and then was kind of like, I'm gone. And some people think it's because he knew that Kendrick was going to be responding to Drake with this Venom and he didn't want no parts of it because Kendrick and J. Cole were pretty cool. They were even supposed to put an album out together. And J. Cole was kind of like in the middle because he was cool on both sides. And he might not have known how negatively those two thought about one another. And I can see how that could be a problem, He could try to be playing the mediator. And J. Cole is actually the oldest out of the three, also. It seems like he also does have a certain level of maturity and wisdom. People are clowning him for apologizing. And then 2 weeks later, Kendrick and Drake are tearing each other's head off lyrically. And now people are kind of like, yeah, I see why J. Cole apologized. He didn't want no parts of this. Like, they're dirty. They're getting dirty in the mud and whatnot. And J. Cole is looking cleaner now. He's looking pretty relatively spotless besides that apology after putting out a diss track, which came across kind of like a miscalculation maybe, or being maybe a little bit too emotional or reactive. In my humble opinion, Kendrick has every right to out someone that literally uses everyone that he's ever been around, especially if these yes men are not telling him the truth. Yeah, no, definitely. Definitely. Drake is a user. He, I mean, Kendrick said it in Not Like Us. He said that right here. The fourth verse he dedicated to that. This is basically a response to Drake having that line about oh, you a fake activist, you acting like an activist or whatever, you know, um, you sound like you rapping to free the slaves or whatever. Kendrick really killed him with this. Once upon a time, all of us was in chains. Homie still doubled down, calling us some slaves, which definitely didn't sound right coming from someone that's mixed. I said this in before. Kendrick, um, Drake is mixed. He was raised by his Jewish mother. His black side was not really around like that. So it made sense for Kendrick to really say like, we don't want to hear you say nigga no more and all that other stuff. It just, I feel like it kind of hit him hard. Atlanta was the mecca building railroads and trains. Bear with me for a second. Let me put y'all on game. The settlers was using townfolk to make them richer. Fast forward 2024, you got the same agenda. You run to Atlanta when you need a check balance. Let me break it down for you. This the real nigga challenge. You called Future when you didn't see the club. Lil Baby helped you get your lingo up. 21 gave you false street cred. Doug made you feel like a slime in your head. Quavo said you could be from the north side. 2 Chainz say you good, but he lied. Some of Atlanta's biggest rappers of the past like 10, 15 years. And yeah, look at that. Using people. He put out a freaking whole album or mixtape or whatever they want to call it with Future. Now they're beefing. He put out a whole album of 21. 21 seems to be on it. And is 21 even on his side right now? I don't know where 21 is on all this. Lil Baby helped you get your lingo up. Freaking, yeah. Drake did a song with Lil Baby also. Quavo said you could be from the north side. They did the Versace remix. Where Drake and Quavo, where's their relationship now? Young Thug and Drake. Young Thug's in prison. Is Drake talking to him? I can't, I don't know if he is or he isn't. So this is like a question. But where is Drake with all these people that he was so close to and cool with and friends with? It's a bunch of freaking fakeness. It's some industry nonsense. It's some BS. Because where are they? They play in our faces. They both sold their souls. Who? Kendrick and Drake? I don't know. I think Drake will either not respond or bring some weak sauce stuff or just some danceable weak stuff. But I believe he still made some victories. Kendrick, I think, maybe scored a Pyrrhic victory. However, Kendrick's latest track is a 9 out of 10. That West Coast vibe off the track is near perfect. It's the closest thing to being in Woodstock and witnessing Santana and Hendrix on the same day. Oh, man. That sounds crazy. But when you say that, huh? He scored a Pyrrhic victory. Possibly. Possibly. I think Drake will respond though. He kind of has to at this point. If he just does what he did with Pusha T and remember Joe Budden put out I believe 4 diss tracks to Drake back in like 2016, right? And nobody, not nobody, a lot of people didn't hear them. Only like real Joe Budden fans, rap fans, and whatnot. I heard them. I thought they were good, but they didn't get mainstream attention like that. It blew away pretty quick because Joe Budden retired after that from rapping. But he left on a high note by totally demolishing Drake. He broke Drake down, kind of like how Kendrick did. About the whole thing with the women. And like the black features and all that stuff. I think this had to come from Kendrick. It just had to, because no other rapper that Drake has beef with. And that's another funny thing. Kendrick has not had any other rap beefs as far as I remember, except for this issue with Drake. Drake has had a few different ones. Joe Budden, Meek Mill, Pusha T, you know, um, Common, now Kendrick. So Drake is a bit more battle tested. Kendrick's more Drake is more battle tested um when it comes to rap beef and whatnot. But he's never had to go against an opponent like Kendrick Lamar. None of these other rappers were considered like big three. You know, good rappers, sure, but not big three level. You know, to where they were one of the biggest mainstream rappers. So that's a whole different story. Yo, Trevor, I can't lie, I'm a huge Drake fan, but K Dot is eating right now. I understand that. Um, I always say like Kendrick. Mm, Out of the big three, the artist I listen to the most is probably Drake. Maybe it really differs. But lyrically, I would say that J Cole might be the best. No, 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 no. Maybe. Kendrick has some of the best like storytelling and whatnot out of the three, and like some of the most creative ways he puts together like his mixtapes and albums and things of that nature, and all that stuff he does with his voice. Even though I'm not personally a fan of it, but if I had to pick one artist to listen to, rather, I'd probably go listen to freaking Drake, like early Drake. It really depends. If it depends on what era. If we're talking about the early stuff, I'll go listen to Drake probably any day. If we're talking about like current music they put out, J Cole, I'd go listen to a J Cole freestyle or something like that in an instant, or stuff like off season or whatever. Killed Meek Mill. Yeah, Drake pretty much killed Meek Mill. I feel like Kendrick is a more battle tested, low key. He came from that battle scene, if I'm not mistaken. Kendrick, I'm not sure. But when I say battle tested, I meant like rap beefs on the big screen. Not the big screen. They weren't on like freaking TV or whatever. But you know what I'm saying. I mean like against rappers while they were like having mainstream success and things of that nature. So I'm not talking about like, if Kendrick was rap battling back as a teenager or something like that in Compton, I believe it. You know, they say that about Meek Mill. They say that about a bunch of rappers. But I mean, like, we have not seen Kendrick, famous Kendrick, to Pimp a Butterfly Kendrick, damn Kendrick, in a rap beef. You know, maybe before he got on Fabulous before K, Fabulous before K Dot. In what regard? Like, I I like Fabulous too. Don't get me wrong, but are you talking like overall, or are we just talking like lyrically? You know, it depends on like what criteria. Fabulous got hits too. People seem to forget this man's been in the game for about 23 years or so. He put out his first album in like what, '01, I believe. Didn't his album come out on 9/11? Ghetto Fabulous. 9/11. Yeah. Yeah. Ghetto Fabulous and Blueprint 1, I believe, came out the same day. Damn, I was a kid back then, but I still remember ooh, I loved Youngin. Not loved. I still love Youngin. I could play I'll go play that right now. I still drive around playing that song like it just came out yesterday. But no, yeah, I think Drake has been in more actual like rap beefs, I would say, directly. And J. Cole hasn't been in any. I'm just talking about the big three right now. I love Lloyd Banks, underrated lyrically. Yeah, definitely. That's the people. No, the people that know. Like if you know, you know. If you followed or look back at any like rap beef that G Unit had, which pretty much every rap beef G Unit has freaking comes from 50 Cent, you know. Um they all pretty much get taken up by Lloyd Banks. And that's actually a topic I was going to talk about one day. I got to like put together all the information, the research and whatnot, you know, get all the facts organized. But yeah, he I would say that he pretty much handled all of G Unit's beefs on a lyrical standpoint, you know. Rick Ross, Game, freaking Murder Inc. I mean, he came at all of them. Hell, he murdered Rick Ross with that officer. What was it called? Officer Ricky, or whatever. It was the name of the track, or Officer Down, or something like that. Something about Rick Ross being a police officer. You know, murdered Ricky Ross on that. Pretty much, he freaking killed Game on Damn, what the hell was the name of that track? What was it? Showtime. The game's over. He killed Game. He said next time you think about killing yourself, just do it. That was brutal. Talking about him being bipolar, depressed, suicidal, sitting in the closet, and like just think about suicide. That was crazy. Like Lloyd Banks is the monster on the mic. So yeah, I would say he's underrated by people that aren't really aware. Like I said, he's good on his own mixtapes and everything like that. Halloween Havoc 1. No, wait, which one was it? All I think he has 3 Halloween Havocs if I remember correctly. I listened to like all 3 of them. He dropped them on I think might have been Halloween Day, but I forgot. October stuff though. Hell, his new albums, The Course of the Inevitable, 1, 2, I listened to. I didn't listen to 3 yet. I think that one came out last year. He didn't really have a whole lot of hits. He had Fire, Warrior. He was on some G Unit hits or whatever. But yeah, definitely underrated. He could still throw down lyrically with dang near any rapper. I would like to see Lloyd Banks get into like another like lyrical sparring. Actually, because I only got to really hear this stuff like him dissing Game and like Rick Ross more mainly. All right, man. Or woman, not sure. Heelys. I'm actually about to freaking head out in a few minutes myself because it is really freaking late. And I wanted to do this earlier, but I was honestly just freaking busy and all that stuff. I'm about to be out in a few minutes myself. Tired. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about this whole rap beef, and I'm probably gonna do this again. Uh, Depending on what comes up next with this whole situation, definitely going to continue to talk about it because it's damn near all anybody's talking about in hip hop right now. Kind of have to. Probably be out of here in like 5 minutes. I'm gonna get ready for bed soon. But yeah, I think Drake needs to respond. I'm gonna just say that again. I put emphasis on it because it has to happen. It's rumored. I was reading online. People are saying that Kendrick has another track coming on Monday, allegedly, the 6th. Right now, it's freaking Sunday morning at 1:30 in the freaking morning. This freaking within the next 48 hours, basically, we're gonna get another Kendrick track, allegedly. So that means I'm probably gonna be back talking about that one if he does. Cause I just don't know what else he can say. The only thing he has not said. What the hell? What did he not say? What did he not? I don't know what else he could say. Honestly, I don't know. He called the man a human trafficking ring. Said he needs to be in prison with Weinstein, getting beat up or whatever. Said he needs to die. He's wicked. He's a deadbeat father. Only thing that he could really say now that wouldn't really be him repeating himself or what has already been said by someone else. There has to be some brand new shocking information or something like that. He has to come out and he just has to provide facts. He just needs to come up with the receipts, come with evidence, some shocking, damning, no pun intended, information. like, um, that's it. What can he really do? There's nothing else to do. Oh, and wait for Drake to respond. And one other thing, I really want to know why so many people close to these rappers, as far as we know, of course, as like the listeners, the audience, whatever, have not said anything. Where is Wayne? Where is Nicki Minaj? They was all buddy buddy. Like, where is his mentor? Where's Wayne? Where is he? Wayne has been putting out some killer guest verses and all that, but he has, as far as I know, not made a peep about this situation. And Wayne can rap. He's not a rap beef kind of guy. He's not a rap battler. He put out like one diss track to Push, and that freaking failed, or whatever. But I want to know what he has to do with, like, if he plays any part in this, or have they really just separated? Because isn't Drake still on Young Money? Nicki Minaj? No. Anyone signed to Drake? None of them are saying anything. PND, Party Next Door, is still there, right? I don't know what other artists he has. I don't listen to anybody on OVO. I don't know any damn artists on OVO except for Drake and like PND. They just probably got producers and writers, I guess. I don't know. But somebody, all these people that Drake has stood next to, made songs with, taking pictures. Hell, Sexy Red. I feel like I haven't seen much of people really speaking up on his behalf. Maybe because this stuff is happening so fast, or they just don't want to get involved because they scared, or they just don't know, or maybe they do know, and that is the problem. And to be fair, on Kendrick's side, I haven't heard much from the artist either. I've seen a tweet or whatever from like Top Dog and like Punch and stuff like that, but nothing from like his black hippie compadres, you know? Schoolboy Q, Absol, J Rock, or the other people on Top Dog, even though he's no longer on the label. Isaiah Rashad, SZA, Reason, and Sir, right? And like that other guy, Zakari? Is Zakari on there? I forgot. Whatever, somebody else is on there. I know that much. I'm just curious to see what the other artists would really have to say about the situation. There's too many diss tracks that came out now for them to not, I feel like, have anything to say. Maybe they're not doing it publicly though. To be fair, gotta be fair. Maybe they're talking privately, but where is the public announcement? Because this has gone public now since it's on diss tracks officially and it's been put out. I would like to hear some public announcements from these people that are also in the industry, because this is way past just, some little, I'm gonna throw jabs and shots at you. Okay, cool. We're being subliminal. We're not naming names. They're being very direct, using government names and all. So yeah, some other people gotta speak up, either on Drake's behalf or Kendrick's, or vice versa against it. Whatever they want to do, but someone gotta say something, because this is getting out of hand. But yeah, that's pretty much all I had to say about the situation right now. Where's J. Cole and all this right now? And, you know, the mentors, the proteges, the friends, and all of that in the industry of these two. Only a few people I've seen have said something like on IG or whatever, and spoken up and said something, but not many. A few people have given their thoughts, but maybe it'll come out more as the days go by and more people take these diss tracks in and decipher them, break them down, and maybe have conversations one on one with these guys individually. Who knows? But anyways, I'm gonna head off here too. So this is fun. I gotta do it again. Just don't know when, but I'm out.